Hello students. In our earlier lecture, we have gone through some biographical details of Alice Walker. She is an African American writer, and so many novels and short stories are to her credit. Now, in the present video lecture, we are going to discuss about the characters that figures in her short story that is prescribed for us as everyday use. It is centered on the quilts. Quilts is an artifice. It is a symbol of family traditions. It is a symbol of comfort. It is a symbol of warmth, coziness of the household, coziness of the past experiences. It is a symbol of the mother's love and grandmother's love. It is a symbol of tendering the work of art. So, quilts are in everywhere. In Indian traditions, quilts are very famous, especially in Maharashtra or in say so-called nearby areas of say our regions. Okay, these quilts are often treated as a very useful work of art. See, in what way it is a work of art? We can see the beautiful design patterns and styles and colors that are used in quilts. So quilts are everyday use. We use quilts every day when we go to sleep, go to bed in the night. So we covers ourselves to protect ourselves from the warmth, protect ourselves from coldness, and to keep us warm. So, in this way, the story, the everyday use is there. So, it naturally indicates the 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 symbol that it stands for, and it happens in an Afro-American family. The family, and we have seen the nostalgia that is attached with the quilts. We go through the topic, and we will find that the characters are also very much fond of these quilts, fond of these patterns that the grandmother has prepared for these two young girls. Maggie is one of the character, the mother of two girls, Maggie and Dee. Dee is married, and she is married to Vangero Camacho. She and Dee is married with Assam Malaikam. The grandmother was also named after Dee, and this daughter of the mother is named after the grandmother. आपल्या आजीवरून दी हिचं नाव ठेवलेलं आहे. And the grandmother was very fond of these two girls. She was a very gentle and very say loving grandmother to these two characters, and that we see in the short story. So when we discuss about these two, we have seen say the characteristics of the personality. So mother, who is at the outside, she was She was sitting in the shadow of a tree in front of her house. With Maggie, she was in the in the house, and she was she was burned. It happens. The tragic incident happens when these two girls were very small, few years ago, when the tragic incident that has happened in their life. So the mother who jumped inside and she rescued Maggie from the burning house. The house was totally wooden, everything fabric that was burned down. But she could rescue Maggie with burned, say, dress and hands. And these burned hands are still visible with the scars and with all those wounds are visible on the Maggie's hands. She was very ashamed of this, but these things have happened in their life. Dee, who is a graduate, she has gone to the college and gone to the university. She has studied and she is married with this Vangero, who is called as Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum Vangero. See, this Vangero is a barber, and one day when the mother was sitting in front of her house, Maggie was just behind her and they were waiting. The car was driving into their yard, and both of these two girls, Dee and Maggie, the grandmother Dee has promised these quilts that the mother has kept in the tin for these two say daughters. But Dee is very say thirsty for this. She wished to covet all these quilts, but Maggie was not able. She was not ready to part with the quilts that are allotted to her. So both of these characters who are very fond of these quilts and the memories that are associated with these quilts. So the mother was looking for these quilts. So the story is about quilts, about relations, about the smaller things that are the subject of the happiness, the object of happiness, and that is what Alice Walker, who is an Afro-American or black writer who portrays these small so-called things to celebrate their life. She brings us that their life is related to this. Their life is all about dependent on smaller things. Their happiness is dependent on these smaller things, but they are very large to their happiness. They are center of their happiness. It is nostalgia that we will find in the story. It is the work of art. It is the attachment that we see. It is the symbol of convention. It is symbol of patterns. It's symbol of say the work, design patterns, and love and innocence. So it is untoward, but do this story keeps us busy, keeps us attached to the story, to the plot of the story. So when we study this story in detail, we will come to know. But as a student, you must keep your mind ready to find out what I have just told you, what is there in the story. So the story is all about that we see in Afro-American literature. So, it is another landmark story that we see. Okay. So, see you in the next lecture that you will find there. Okay, with these words. Okay, thank you.